sit around and wait here for a minute and see if anybody comes in?
Yeah, so everybody joining in later on will see that whatever you're saying right now. We're sitting here in downtown, beautiful downtown Jefferson, South Carolina, live on YouTube,
Waiting for somebody to come.
waiting for other people to pop in. There goes a truck. One person has drove through town.
You got a second.
We're getting some thumbs up, but it doesn't say. Oh yeah, there's a couple people in here now, Donnie.
Probably Barrett, right?
We're sitting here on the sidewalk in beautiful downtown Jefferson, South Carolina. We were going to do a question and answer. Is the quality of the video pretty good, people? Chad is in here. Hey, Chad, you're first, buddy. Wait, I shouldn't assume that's a buddy. Might be a chick. Anymore, you can't tell. I bet Chad's a guy, though. Hey, Mike, I bet that's a guy, too. What do you think? Hey, Mike, how you doing, buddy? We're waiting for some more people to pop up, and then we're going to do a question and answer. Donnie said he's ready to answer questions. Does the video look pretty good, people? Hey, 80.
We might walk over there and look at that side of that building. It looks like flashing is gone again.
Mike says the video quality is pretty good. Well, pretty good is pretty good for us. Chad says he's definitely a guy.
Okay, that's good.
We didn't want to assume. We don't want to pigeonhole anybody. Everybody, Chuck Berry said, everybody ought to be what they want to be. Ain't nobody going to knock it. That's all right, buddy.
Yeah.
Paradorn is put up a little picture of like a emoticon. I couldn't tell what it was. It looked like a ghost snapping their fingers or something.
Somebody said you can slow them comments down. If they're coming too fast, you can do something to them down.
I don't think we had that problem yet. I do have a slight issue. It's really bright and sunny today. The clouds have rolled away, so I can't see the screen great. So if you ask a question and we don't answer it and I don't acknowledge it, it's not because I don't want to answer it or we don't want to answer it. It's because I couldn't see it or it went by too quick. So just ask it again.
If there is one we don't want to acknowledge, we'll acknowledge that we ain't going to
Yeah. We're sitting on the sidewalk in beautiful downtown Jefferson, waiting on some more people to come in, and then we're going to do a question and answer. So you guys can queue up if you got any questions for my brother Donnie, who is live here with us on the park bench beside me.
Woohoo!
Mike says it's Mother's Day here in the UK. Eating too much.
Tell your mother happy birthday for me.
Tell your
somebody's mother.
Yeah, that's Mike.
Well, his mother might not be around.
You know, to be completely honest with you, I don't have kids, and Donnie doesn't have kids, and our mother passed away many years ago. So there might be a situation where we would forget that it was Mother's Day, but I believe it's in May. How's it going,
buddy? That is the gentleman there that we bought the mobile home lot off of and put that mobile home lot.
Yeah, that mobile home lot that you saw, that we did all the videos on. That is the gentleman there. What are they beating on down there, Donnie? Are they rebuilding the town? Oh, is somebody else fixing something?
That's Callie.
Oh, man. I mean, we like Callie, but I thought maybe somebody was fixing the bank. Now, you'll notice, people, that everybody waves when they go by. Except that guy. Everybody waves when they go by. It's a southern town. That's how that goes. All right, Donnie, we got a few people in here. There's not a ton, but we're just going to have to do it. That's going to... Mike said, that is right. It's Mother's Day in May in South Carolina. I thought that was right, but I didn't want to assume. In the UK, Mother's Day is a little different. That's good. Well, I mean, it's good to know.
Yeah, good to know.
All right, so we did a video.
We did
a live. Yeah, we did a live a few weeks back. Man, this picture, I can't hardly see. Mike says it ALW. Oh, he's saying all right, I think. We did I guess, what's ALW mean?
I don't know.
We don't know what ALW means, Mike.
But we'll figure it
We'll
out.
figure it out.
We did it live from over there on that roof.
Yeah, we were on that roof over there. See that brown building in the middle there? Right in the middle of your screen? We were on the roof of that building. Well, it's all three of them buildings, really. We were on the roof of that building, and we were talking about all of the stuff going on this side of the street. Look at it. Look at all the stuff going on. But we didn't talk about what the buildings were on the other side of the street.
And we couldn't because we couldn't see them.
Yeah, we couldn't see them because we were on the roof on that side. So we're going to go over it today. Now, if you look all the way down there at the end of the hill, behind, now, you may recognize that truck there.
Yeah, that's my truck.
That's Donnie's truck. It's down there. He's having the brakes messed with.
The power steering pump.
Oh, the power steering pump. I'm sorry.
And the lines.
But that big building behind it, I believe, I do not know, but I believe that was the, what was the name of the people? It's the Threet. It's the Threet Brothers department store from like 1920, 1915, something like that. That big, huge building down there. And they claim that thing had a ballroom on the top floor. Now, that's hard for me to even believe, a ballroom, but that's what it said. This is a little country cotton picking town. And I don't mean that as a slur or anything. That's really what this was built on. There's a cotton mill down the street, and people would pick cotton and bring it to town and sell it.
There's 3 cotton buyers we heard just last week.
Yeah, but that was in the 50s.
But they were still in this town, 3 cotton buyers.
Yeah, but before that, I think there was a lot more.
Still.
So anyway, so that's what that big, huge building way down there at the end was. Now, right next to it there with all the cars parked in front of it, that is a little gas station. That's Honey's gas station.
Honey Rollins, right?
I don't know what his last name was. His name was Honey.
Well, it's Honey Rollins.
And yes, he went by Honey. Everybody called him Honey. And nobody had a problem with it. That's why I was saying at the beginning, you can't just assume anybody's anybody's gender. Okay, so Honey had that gas station.
And he was a big old brawler man.
He's a big guy, yeah. And he built that in about 1966, something like that. And then he has passed away recently. About a year ago he passed away, so his son runs it now.
It might be his grandson.
Maybe his grandson, yeah, that's true. So that's what that is. And then right next to it, we got to go down there and show him the gas station, Donnie. We're going to get up and walk, people. Donnie?
If we don't lose our service.
We got to walk. We'll be back. Well, you're coming with us, folks. I just mean we'll be back down here in a second because we're walking the streets of Jefferson.
While we're walking, y'all give us a thumbs up.
Steve says, walking the mean streets of Jefferson. Well, on that song, The Streets of Bakersfield, which I think is the same kind of joke. You know, I don't think Bakersfield's all that mean. It may be, but I think the whole point of the song was, you don't know me, but you don't like me. Say you care less how I feel. Well, how many of you that sit and judge me ever walk the streets of Jefferson? Afternoon, all. I couldn't read your name. Sorry about that. It's real bright out here. It's kind of hard to read the thing.
Okay, we'll stop right here and we should be able to read it.
Oh yeah, we're in front of Jim's place. We can read it. Look at this beautiful thing here. Can anybody tell just by looking at that? Now don't say nothing, Donnie.
Okay.
Don't clue them in.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, it's your job to wave at everybody. I can't wave while I'm holding the camera.
I didn't even think.
So I don't want them thinking that, like in that song, you know, I can't remember what he says, but I don't want them thinking nothing bad about me because I don't wave at them.
Okay.
I'm holding the camera, though. I can't wave.
Okay.
All right, folks. So is anybody watching? Can you tell the brand of gas that gas station sold just by looking at it?
That one right there.
That one right there.
That one.
That station, there are the company that built those, you can tell just by looking at the thing what kind of gas they sold, what brand of gas they sold. That was built in the probably early 40s. That's probably 1942 or something like that. Can you tell? Can you tell? This this car wash here was added on in the 80s. And we've got a guest from Orkman Soso of Texaco. Was it a Texaco, Donnie?
No, it was not a Texaco.
It's not a Texaco, but that's a good guess.
Excellent guess.
Now remember, We got an Amico, another great guess, but not quite right. Now remember, it's not this part, it's just this part right here. And they were always white and I think they were always white and blue, weren't they?
I don't know about the blue, but I know there's always white like that.
Mm-hmm. We got people coming in. Are they going in there?
We're going to the Golden Nugget probably.
Oh, okay. So we've got a guess of Shell.
Shell, that's a good one.
Good guess. That's not it though. I feel like I've seen that exact station on pics of Route 66. Yep. There's some that look exactly like that. Got a guess of Chevron.
Nope.
You guys are running out of fuel companies.
Get older fuel companies.
Well, all those are pretty old, I think.
Get one older.
Woo, squeeze me. All right. Okay. We got a guess from Ron Phillips of Red Crown. I've never even heard of Red Crown, so that's not it.
No, I ain't heard of it neither, but a good guess.
Steve guesses Mobil.
Mobile. Nope.
Nope.
Not mobile.
Obator says Fina.
Fina? Nope.
Never heard of Fina. That's not a Fina.
Must be over. Well, I don't know. Could be in Texas.
And we know for sure that's what it was. And if once I give you the name, you can Google it and you'll see other ones that look just like it. 80 Hewitt says blue and white Esso.
That's it.
That's right. It's an Esso station. Esso. Wait a minute. And then somebody said British Petroleum. Oh, that's BP. That's different. It was definitely an Esso station, which later in the United States was renamed Exxon because Esso. They licensed out the Esso name and eventually got Esso actually sued the other Essos and they had to rename some of them Exxon. So it was an Esso station up until the 50s. Or later than that, maybe the 60s, they changed to Exxon.
He's still got, well, he's got the Exxon sign still.
Yeah, so it's an old Esso station. And the thing's in rough shape, but it'd be cool if somebody fixed it up. And then we got this, look, there's people over here working.
That's the mayor.
Oh yeah, that's the mayor right there. Driving through town. Look, it's getting busy. Oh, it's the lady cleaning up over there.
The Golden Nugget there. Let's talk
Wait,
about it.
Mike says ours are still called Esso. Yep.
Right there's a good.
All right, the Golden Nugget. All right, Donnie, tell them what you want to say about the Golden Nugget. Now, why is it called the Golden Nugget?
Because they sell seafood.
Yeah, but that don't...
It's got the hook. You can see the seafood hook.
What's up, buddy?
You can see the seafood hook in the middle of it.
Yeah, but it's called the Golden Nugget because there's a big gold mine right outside of town.
Well,
There's nothing in the ocean that's a Golden Nugget.
Yeah, well, Bering Sea Gold, I tell them that.
Well, that's a good point.
Uh-huh.
So you think it was named after Bering Sea Gold?
I don't know. It was here long before Bering Sea Gold.
I think it was named after the gold mine right outside of town.
I don't know.
Tell them about the gold mine that we just found out.
The gold mine. I got an email the other day that said, "Y'all, we hit it big at Brewer." Oh, hell yeah.
The Brewer gold mine right down
Brewer
the street.
Gold mine. It's, as a crow flies, it's only about maybe half mile over there.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't far.
Uh-huh.
But they supposedly hit gold on drill samples over there.
Uh-huh.
We already knew there was gold there because it used to be a gold mine. But they had a spill there in the, was it 90s, right?
Yeah.
Had a spill in like the 90s, and the government took it over. The government they sold it in the last couple of years. They sold it to a company. They went in there, has been doing exploratory drillings, and they hit gold again. So now they're going to try to sell it to a mining company.
Yeah, so the local gold mine, there's a gold mine outside of town that's been there since like 1820, and they got a bunch of gold out of it over the years, and then it closed and it reopened in the 80s, and they were doing some new technique to get gold, and pulled a bunch of gold out of it, and then it closed again. Steve says the true gold mine of Jefferson is this channel. Why, thank you, Steve. That's wicked cool of you. Donnie, say something to those ladies before they leave. Tell them have a good day or something. We can't just ignore them. In the 80s, they opened up the gold mine, and in the 80s and the 90s, they got a bunch of gold out of it, and then they left again, and then the government came in and said it was a big mess and shut it all down and all this crap. And so they have now had a company in there exploring, and the company they're doing, you know, exploratory drills, and they basically have said, I know, the company has basically said that there are billions of dollars worth of gold and copper in the mine that they just found recently. So they're all excited about it. And then, so the Golden Nugget, we think, was probably named after that back in the 80s whenever it opened up.
Tried, y'all. Oh, well. The Golden Nugget was we've heard it was a tractor company deal? That's
what they told us. It's some kind of car dealership. Now, we found an old picture just recently, this week. We found a picture from 1913 in this town. And you can see that building on the edge of it. It originally, at the very top, it had more of like a peak on it that just came up kind of like an ornamental thing that's been taken off at some point. Probably by, what's the gentleman's name that rebuilt it? Plyler. Donald Plyler. Mr. Donald Plyler was before us. He's still around, but he doesn't do as much of this kind of stuff anymore. But back in the day, he was one of the guys here in town that was fixing up buildings. So he's the one responsible for remodeling the Golden Nugget. All kind of gutted, and he fixed it up and made it into a restaurant and sold it. And then down here too, that we'll talk about here in a minute, he's the one that put that sunken facade in it. Originally, boy, I wish I had that picture of how that used to look. Have you got a picture of how that used to look on your phone?
When?
The middle building there.
Yes, I do.
All right. So, but Donnie, you're falling down on the job. What? The guy just waved at me, and I waved back, but I don't know if he saw me before he got down the road.
Well, you told me to find a picture.
What if he comes back and keys my truck? Hey, Mark said, hey, Donnie.
Hello, how are you? He's awful big. If he keys your truck, he just got keyed it, because I got to get my truck.
All right, we're going to show you a picture here, folks. So that's the Golden Nugget. So, Mr. Plyler, you see these three buildings here. Now, when we own those three buildings. And we bought them many, many years ago. And whenever we bought them...
Want to see the red one first?
Have you got that one? Yeah, okay. We're going to show you here in a minute. Now, if I showed him your phone, it's not going to screw anything up, is it? You don't have, like, you know, any nudes or anything on there?
Yeah, I got some, but we ain't going to show them.
80 says, if he keys your truck, how will you tell? My truck's in nice shape, man. I can tell. Okay, so we bought these three buildings here a long, long time ago. And whenever we bought them, they were in pretty rough shape. So we'll show you a picture of this right one, how it looked whenever we bought it. So that's the same building as that one. We fixed it up a little bit. Now, originally that was, well, I don't know if that's original, but in the 50s, that right building was the post office in town. So we call it the old post office. Now, the middle building was tore all to crap whenever we bought it, and the front facade had been damaged by that tornado all those years ago. Is that it? Yeah. So that front facade had been damaged by that tornado all those years ago, and we bought it, we fixed it up, and for years we left it with the weird facade that they had rebuilt. It was just flat to the front, and it had a big old step right on the front. So for years we left it like that, but about a year and a half ago, we fixed it up. So let me show you how it looked when we originally bought it. The middle building there. See how I can find my finger. Where's my finger? Here's my finger. Okay, so see how the windows are really big? Steve says, the town must appreciate you guys so much. Things were looking really rough before you got your hands on it. Well, it's not just us. Other people are helping too. But yeah, we've tried to help. See how that door was flush with the front and it had these big picture windows here? That was a replacement. And this awning that was on it, back in the day they used those a lot more because air and heat and air wasn't as good, right? It's a big huge step to get in. Well, if you look, what we did was we took it all apart and we made it a copy of the one on the right, because we have that picture from when the tornado came through town from the air, and you can just barely see the front of the buildings, and you can see that all three of them look the same on the front. So this was how it was for years. This is how we fixed it up originally. You see all the arcade games in it and everything. So originally we just cleaned it up a little bit. Now the see how the bricks were fixing up at the top. This was when we were making it how it is now. So
see how big that step is? It's almost
yeah, big old step to get up in it. So it wasn't really a good building to rent. So we were using it for storage, but it also wasn't a good building to store anything in because you couldn't get in and out of it very well. So that facade had to go. So I talked Donnie into restoring it back to how it originally looked. Mike says that's a centipede. I don't remember if that is or not. Let me see it again, Donnie. That might not be, Mike. I think that was a... That's actually a gravitar. But close. Tari, it looks just like it. Donnie?
Yep.
This waving thing's getting out of hand.
Oh, okay.
The guy just drove by and I was not able to wave.
Okay, I'll get him. I'll get him.
Okay, now here comes the guy. We got to test. You dropped your drink, Donnie. The guy probably thinks you're a maniac.
Okay, I'm waving.
Okay, we're waving again.
I'm on the job.
Okay, so the brown one we've restored to look like the right one.
Everybody liked the right one, so we decided we'd make the middle one look like the right one.
Steve said, beautiful form, Donnie. Now the right one, 164 there, was the post office, and now it is, Donnie.
It is cut, bang, blow.
Cut, bang, blow. What do y'all think about that? Is that not one of the coolest store names you've ever heard? Cut, bang, blow. Now what do you think they do?
They cut your bangs and they blow your hair.
Exactly, cut, bang, blow.
Come on.
So
now.
that lady's been in there for a while.
She's a good one.
Orkman Soso says, when are we going to hear the great story of Jefferson Ron? Or maybe just asking me of Jefferson. The great story of Jefferson.
Probably the whole.
The great whole of Jefferson. It's coming. It just needs lots of editing. We can go over there and look at it if you want. The whole of Jefferson, he says. Oh, it's coming. We're doing it. We've got a bunch of video film for it, but we got to do some other stuff. Donnie. Guy just drove right by. Donnie didn't do a damn thing. Because he saw me looking at it, so he thought I would. But I can't because I'm holding the camera.
I'm looking the opposite way when they're coming from behind me. I can't wave at them.
Now tell them why we got to wave at everybody, Donnie.
Because everybody waves back.
Yeah, but we're outsiders.
Yeah.
Tell them about the outsider thing.
They'll get mad at us. See, the people won't tell you nothing if you don't.
They didn't see you.
If you don't know these people, they won't tell you nothing.
Yep.
You got to wave at them.
You got to be friendly to everybody, or they'll say you're an outsider.
We're waving partners. Look, fire truck's coming. We got the fire truck. Come on. No, hit Jake breaker. He's going to back up.
Oh, okay.
He's just washing.
The fire department's down there. Okay, so we're on to the middle building that we redid the facade on. Now, years ago, whenever we did that, I hung these lights up in those windows. So I had 5 lights up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But originally, the facade was out front. It was all flat. It didn't step in like it does now, right? And whenever we had to redo the front windows and make the slanted parts so that it all has a little step in like the other one does, right? And when I did that, amazingly, I didn't have to move any of the lights. I just made the one where it was outside instead of inside like it used to be.
That's because...
I'm psychedelic, that's why.
No, it's because the measurer. When I was measuring and laying it all out, I made sure I measured that shit just perfect.
Let's walk over there for a second to show them what we're talking about. We'll show you inside that one too. Well, we won't go in right now, but we'll show you. You can look in the window.
Try not to get that telephone number wrong.
They don't mind. It's public.
But don't get it if you do.
All right. So, this is Stumble on Main. This is like a little nice lady runs it. I had to wait, Donnie. I had to wave at that guy. He was waving back at me. He didn't wave at you. Oh, the gas deal. Oh, is that the guy at the corner? Oh, never mind. We shouldn't wait for him. Okay, so this is Stumble on Main. Now, isn't that a great name, too? I like that name.
Why ain't you waving at that car coming behind you?
Because it's behind me. I'm not supposed to wave at anybody. You're supposed to be waving at each one of them. So we measured this building because all this stuff's original. Right? Donnie doesn't want me to show you the phone number. Because all this is original. And then we made this one like it, but it was slightly different. Nate says, ha, Donnie waving like that reminds me of one of those inflatable men that you see outside car yards. So we measured that one, and then we had to do this one a little bit different because it only has one door, whereas this one has a double door. Yeah, buddy, fire department time. Oh, yeah. We haven't showed him any of them videos with him yet.
But we said something about him a couple different times.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Tommy Cato. He's the man. Okay. So, let's see here. Live again.
I told you, you can't get in that doorway.
Are we back, people? Can you see us? It says we're live.
I'm looking.
Donnie's looking to see if we're live. It says we still have. Yep, 80 says we're still online. All right. When I walked up in the thing, Rave Track says we're. Yeah, they all say we're back. We're back. All right, we're happy to be back. When I walked up in this stoop there, I lost my signal, but we're good. All right, everybody says we're back. All right, so that's that building. So let's go back across the street because it'll be easier to see the buildings. Okay. What do you think? All right, we're gonna go back across the street, try not to get ran over by wild fire trucks.
Wild fire truck.
All right, let's see here. Okay, so this one on the left was redesigned by Mr. Plyler way back in the day. Now, the one on the right, the red one, we don't know what it originally was, but all three of these were built in about 1916, did I say? I looked up the deeds, I finally found it. Okay, the one on the right, in the 50s at least, was the post office. I don't know what it was before that. The one in the middle in the 50s was a grocery store. And the one on the left, the white one, was a sewing shop. The guy that owned the grocery store, his sister owned the sewing shop in the white building in the 50s. That's just how things were. That's pretty cool.
Seamstress shop.
Seamstress shop?
Yeah, I don't think they called them sewing shop back
then. Oh, okay. Whatever. They called them something. So that's what that was. And then whenever we first came down here, that was called Reese Gallery. It was like where they sold like antiques and stuff like that and furniture. So we always call it Reese Gallery just because that's what it was whenever we
bought it.
Whenever we bought it. And now it's a little photography studio, Palmetto Pics.
And believe it or not, that is the only building that was ever used that we seen that we own.
That was ever used?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So didn't have nobody in them. That one didn't have.
Well, no, the grocery store. We saw a bunch of stuff in it.
Yeah, okay. The grocery store, a little bit of stuff, but not really. It was closed most of the damn time.
All right, so we're only like 5 or 6 buildings down the street, Donnie, and it's been 30 minutes.
Okay, let's go.
They might be thinking we're going too slow. You think?
Let's go. Come on.
All right, now why is there an empty lot there?
That's in the front yard. Come on. Come over here and look. They want us to hurry up. Give us some thumbs up, people. Thumbs up.
All right, so there is an empty lot on Main Street, and the reason for that
You see the address up there?
is because there is a house on Main Street. So that lot is the front yard of that house. And the reason that it's like that is because that house predates all of these buildings. So that house is really old. It's got it was like a log cabin and then they added on to it and everything, but this is the front yard. There's actually an old picture I'm gonna try to put up on your YouTube, Donnie, the picture. There's an old picture of that house from way back in the day with like all the old ladies sitting out in front of it in all their Victorian clothes and everything. And there's a little sidewalk walking up, and it's that exact house. It looks pretty much exactly like that, just in a little better shape. But so that's what that lot is, and it's always been a lot, and it's been there the entire freaking time. The guy that owned all of that sold the land that they built all this on, and that they built all this on. Who knows what Donnie's doing now? Film pressure washing the sidewalk for 1 million views. What's up, buddy? Is he going to take a leak? What's he doing? Oh, he thinks some of the flashing blew off or something. Really? Well, we'll be getting the ladder out here in a little bit. All right. So this Emily's. What was Emily's? Is that where they keep saying it was a, yeah, it was a hair salon. It's a barber shop way back in the day, in the 50s or whatever. If you look at that picture of the tornado from the sky, all of these buildings are on that picture. These were all here then. So all of these buildings have been here since the 50s, and most of them have been here since the 20s. So that was a little barber shop. We have a picture of that too from the day after the tornado, where there's a National Guardsman standing out in front of it protecting the National Guard was protecting the town after that that tornado hit and tore everything up because all the windows and everything were busted out. Okay, so this blue building was also a hair salon in the 80s, but in the 50s it was a grocery store, and they sold bread and stuff like that. And so in the picture of it, you can see like the name brand of a bread. I think it's Merita bread or something on the doorway. So that exists. That little building next to it, that little one next to it with the little door, I don't know what that was. Have you heard what that was, Donnie? But it's part of all of those are part of the hardware store now. The hardware store owns all of those. Yeah, so the next one where it says Rory's Hardware with the red awning, that was the TV repair shop back in the day. And it still has the glass above the, up in the transom that says some kind of General Electric repair or something. We'll go over there and check it out here in a second. And then the blue one has been a hardware store for a very long time, but now they're all the hardware store. Let's go over there and see about the electric, the TV repair thing, if I don't get ran over. M television. I don't know what the M stands for. What would the M stand for, Donnie? May have been the guy's name.
I don't know.
But the other ones don't have anything on them, but you can see the tin ceiling is still inside. That is the same design on the tin ceiling that's in this big, huge building across the street. The entire ceiling of that building set up the same. You enjoying that drink there, Donnie? All right. So that's the hardware store. Went in there before. You've seen it before. Should I show them? I'm gonna lose signal if I do that again. I didn't like it when I did it. We've showed you that before.
The next little building. What big was it?
One of the, I don't remember. Didn't they say it was somebody's office? The magistrate's office or something? Maybe not.
Yes, I did hear that.
Something about it was somebody's office. All right, we're going back across the street so we can see better. I think they like it better if you can see the whole building.
I don't know, but we damn sure getting our exercise. We normally don't walk this many times across the road.
It's dangerous.
Very much so.
What happens if we get hit by a car? If we get if we get hit by a car, people call the police.
Yeah, call somebody. Well, hell, don't call the police. Call the ambulance. Fuck the police. I want the ambulance.
Okay, so here we're at our clock, and look, it's off because today is daylight savings time. So it springs forward today,
Ronnie didn't.
and I didn't set it yet.
It was yesterday. It sprung forward.
No, it was this morning at 2 o'clock.
Okay, it was today. But he's late.
No, I'm not. Oh, yeah, I am, from when it sprung forward. I wasn't coming up here at 2 o'clock in the morning. I think he was just waving like that because that's the only safe way to do it. I've heard motorcycle guys say that before, that they can't wave at you on a motorcycle without, because they might, you know, wreck. Okay, so the next two buildings are the bank, also designed by Mike Oliver tipped you $2 and says another soda for Donnie.
Very much. I appreciate that.
So those two are the bank building. Now, there was a bank building down at the end of the street, but that one was closed by the government. Now, I don't know if exactly after it was closed by the government that bank building opened. I don't know the dates or anything. But that building down there was closed by the government. They found out one of the tellers in the 30s. They made it through the Great Depression, and then they found out one of the tellers had stolen all kinds of money, and that the bank didn't have the deposits that they claimed they did because of that.
Like 80 grand.
Yeah, it was something like 80,000. The guy was supposed to have 125, and he had 35 or something like that. It just, and it seems like back then that the bank itself didn't actually. It wasn't like the tellers now, how they just work for the bank and they're nobodies, basically. Not to insult any tellers, but you know what I mean. They don't have any financial stake in it. Back in the day, the tellers kind of had their own clients. So if you went to the bank, you saw your personal teller. And so this one teller was ripping everybody off. And
Glad I didn't have him as a teller.
yeah, well, it was in 1934. He's probably long gone. That whole thing ended very badly, people. We're gonna move on. I'm not gonna talk about that anymore. But this building here was the bank after that. So in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, that was the Bank of Jefferson. And yeah, it was still open. So also a building that was redesigned by Mr. Donald Plyler. He redid the facade of that and made it where it was, because it was originally two separate buildings. And if you look real close, the bricks are different here in the middle. There was a alley between them originally. So somebody, I don't know if it was him, put it all together into one building. And Mr. Plyler redid the facade. That's our buddy Gene pulling up. Boy, we're really going to have to speed it up now, Donnie.
Yeah, we'll have to go and whoop.
He's not built for camera, people.
Yeah.
He might say some stuff that gets us kicked off.
Yeah.
Now, you know when you're old, people.
88, but he is like 86.
He's 86. Danigel, hey buddy, says hi from Croatia. Nice street view. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
So Gene over here, people, he has no filter. He's very old. So if he says something crazy, we don't approve of it. We don't support it. And we also will not be correcting him, because when you're that age, you've got the right to say whatever the hell you want, pretty much. Guys are racing cars down the street. That's pretty cool. All right, so the next one is the jailhouse. It was built in 1926, we believe. Those things will fly. It was built in 26, we believe, and it was the jail, the firehouse, the police station, the town hall, the water department, all of that.
It was everything.
Gene is fascinated by the remote control cars.
He still ain't figured out that we're over here. He thinks we're inside that jail building. The first black one.
How y'all doing today? Doing good, man. Mike says that looks fun. Yep.
That first black building was a cafe. Gene's gonna hit it. told you he was crazy.
It's better than shooting it.
Well, he could do that too.
All right, so he wants to know how long they'll go before you have to turn around. Gene's making new friends.
That black building, that was a cafe.
Hannah Jill says you have street racing here. Yep.
Yep.
On Sunday morning. Oh, look, they're sniffing each other's butts. Wait, I wasn't supposed to say that. All right, Donnie, the black building on the right.
The first black building right beside the jail.
Yeah.
That was a diner, wasn't it?
One of those two.
I believe it is.
Tatman Dan says, hi, guys. What's up, Tatman Dan?
How many people we got in here?
We have 27 people in here right now.
Give us a thumbs up, people, please.
Everybody gives us a thumbs up if you haven't already. We've waved at that guy 3 times now. I'm not waving next time.
That's 4 times.
4 times?
It's probably 8 times because I waved and you waved.
Mike says street racing, target shooting depends on your perspective, I guess. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Gene just went in the jail looking for us. He still hasn't noticed that we're standing across the street talking with a camera online. Orkman So-So says, is he the Steelers fan? Gene? Oh yeah, wasn't he wearing a Steelers hat?
He don't.
I don't think he's really a fan of anybody.
He goes to the flea market.
Hell, he's not a Ronnie and Donnie fan, but he tolerates us.
He goes to the flea market and buys whatever's cheap.
Yeah, if the Steelers hat was cheaper than the other ones, then yes, he's a Steelers fan. One of those buildings was a diner, is what Donnie's trying to say. I personally think it was the one on the left, but who knows. And then the one down there, the blue one that they've painted up real nice, that's the Allstate Insurance building. I don't know what it was originally either. A lot of these were laundromats, and a lot of these were pharmacies at some point, so you hear that over and over again.
There was one right beside the Allstate building. They tore it down in about 03 or 04.
Yep, just before we got here, they tore down the building at the end down there.
And they said it was a...
laundromat, I think.
They said the reason they tore it down was because there were too many bums staying.
Too many bums staying in it?
Too many bums staying.
Well, that ain't good. So we lost one building. Everything else is still here, though.
I think Gene's out back yelling for it.
Matt Custom says, hey, guys, hope you're having a great weekend.
We are.
Thanks for sharing the town history.
Good weather this weekend.
Well, that's, you know, the history of it we think is really cool because a lot of towns, they've torn down a lot of their old buildings or they've renovated them to where they look new or whatever, or tore them down and put a new building. So whenever you got a town like this that's still largely like it was in the 50s, it's something special, man. They should be proud of that, you know. So, and they are. A lot of people around town really like it. Mike says, what's the temp there? Mike, it is 71 degrees right now.
Gene figured it out.
Gene figured out that we were across the street.
He's got some hat on.
Orkman Sosa says that last building looks like it used to be a SunTrust. It may have been. Oh, do you mean this building here? That's the Sand Hill Telephone Cooperative.
I think they built that building.
Yeah.
But that one beside it, you know, that don't make no sense.
But
If the last building was there, like we think it was, you know that building was in line down there.
I think it looked a little different.
It's like, I wonder if they built that building ground up.
I don't know.
We'll have to do some research.
We'll do some more research.
Get back to
All right. Well, should we show them anything else, Donnie?
it. I think that's about it.
I guess we could go around behind here and show them some stuff, but they've been back there before. Where else could we show them? We've recently found a picture that proves to us, and by checking out the deeds and stuff, should we show them the picture? All right, we're going to show you a picture, people. It's going to blow your mind. It's from 1913. We found it on eBay.
Yeah, and that's something else. If y'all come across any Jefferson pictures, send them to me.
Yeah, if you find any pictures of Jefferson, send them to us because we're trying to track them all down. Oh, is that Brandy? Yeah. I missed that last comment, whoever said that. Sorry about that. All right, Donnie's phone. Step back so where you're out of the light. You may or may not be able to see this. This is the picture we found.
Here he comes.
Oh, they can't see it, Donnie. Your phone's too dirty.
Okay.
They can't tell.
Okay, well, oh well.
All right. Well, Gene's gonna come over here, so we're gonna sign off, I think.
Yep. Give us a thumbs up for filming it, y'all.
All right.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you again next time. We'll have another video up tomorrow where we're finishing up. This is the grocery store, by the way, and the flower shop next to it. So we're about done with those. Well, we are done, but the videos are about done. Hey, Darren. Thank you, folks. We'll see you on the next one. Gene? Gene? We're live on YouTube. You want to say anything to everybody?
We're live on YouTube. You want to say anything to them? Hello. Hi, Mom.
Hey, are you a rock star, Gene?
Oh, yeah.
Your hat says rock star.
Does it?
Yeah. You didn't read it?
No, I don't ever look at them. I try to get the right colors on them.
Today was black and white.
How about this for an earring?
That's pretty cool. Where'd you get that?
Found it in the road over there.
Okay. You think you can recycle it?
I don't know. Probably get paid for hauling it if you got another load. What?
1913. The town.
I can't. Oh. A town picture in 1930.
There's the bank.
It's about the time that bank was built, wasn't it?
No. It was built at the turn of the century. See all them wood buildings? See that building? We think that's the Golden Nugget. That building there.
Had a roof up like that.
We think so. See that? What is that? A bale of hay hanging out in front of that building? See that?
What building is that?
I think that's the Golden Nugget.
You mean they? Where the hell's the street at?
The street's right there. Street's in front of the building, like it's always been.
No, that's a sign hanging.
Yep,
up
Nate,
there.
you're right.
Think that's a sign?
Yeah.
Gene, you didn't tell him your last name.
Gene, you didn't tell everybody on YouTube your last name.
Gene H. Simmons.
You're supposed to say the original.
Yeah, you're before the other Gene Simmons.
The original. Ask them if they know about the haunted house.
The haunted house.
Yeah.
Which one?
They'll know.
Oh, Gene Simmons, the song, Jumpin' Gene Simmons. Wait, you don't know the other Gene Simmons and Kiss?
I know about 25.
Are you before all of them?
Probably.
Well, Gene, did you find anything at the flea market today?
I found some. I don't know. I always buy something.
Uh-huh. You got anything you want to show us?
Yeah.
You want us to put it on YouTube?
You know, you put it on YouTube.
All right, let's go look at it. What you got? Is that it?
Right here. It says Dollar General, okay?
Okay.
I bought a $10 pair of shorts. And this is what they rang up.
Wait, they might come back and try to get more money out of you, Gene.
No, they were satisfied, and I was too. we had a talk about it.
You didn't go get more of them?
I didn't have no more. I was the only one they had.
So I noticed you paid them with a case quarter. You didn't have a penny on you?
I didn't have a dang penny on me, and I always got pennies in my pocket. I probably got half a dozen now. There's 4.
I see you've got a tape measure with you. You going to measure something?
I have to have stuff when I go to the flea market. I have to have a tape measure and a magnet and a pen and yada, yada, yada.
You got anything in your truck you can put on YouTube?
I don't know.
You want to go look?
Might be something in there.
All right, let's go look in the back of Gene's truck.
Why didn't you knock that damn little truck off the damn road with that damn mall hand?
Oh,
I thought for sure you was gonna knock it off the street.
All right, we're gonna go see what's in Gene's truck since he's in a good mood.
Somebody walking down the road just like them. They were facing the traffic light, and they had one of them things, and it came that close to my car, and the guy behind me ran right over.
All right, we're gonna see what Gene got at the flea market.
All kind of goodies.
Explain what all this stuff is, Gene. So,
An outside light.
what'd you pay for that?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I bought this box of stuff for $1.
All right. Any goodies?
You got any use for them things?
Uh.
These little tiny put in the door where you don't have enough space.
Mm-hmm.
You might want them. Hey, I almost got an ice cream freezer.
Okay.
That thing, one of them right there was in that box. They had two of them. No, that other thing.
The light?
No, this right here.
This?
Yeah, that. They had two of them.
Hey, Grego, have a nice day.
In this box, and one of them was in that box, and I had to buy both boxes to get both of them.
Boy, they did you wrong.
I got a bunch of them things hanging up around the place down there.
Darren said that it's like Sanford and Son.
Yeah.
Did you like Sanford and Son?
Oh yeah.
Great show, wasn't it?
I enjoyed it.
10 pounds of aluminum.
Are you going to scrap those, Gene, or are you going to use them?
Well, I scrap whatever is scrappable. You can't scrap no plastic.
Give me that box. No, the box.
You need
Oh, that's good.
You need computers. These things got copper in them. And I have to scrap them.
I don't think we got nothing that them will use, Gene.
I've scrapped out a bunch of them things. They're a lot of trouble, but
What do they bring? 50 cent a piece?
that's probably 50 cents worth of
50 cent. It's going to take you 10 minutes to scrap it. You're making good money.
yeah, about 3 cents an hour.
Good.
There's a telephone plug.
Uh-huh.
Not there, I can't reach. Not that little, not that. Hey, that's some fancy stuff there.
Uh-oh. What is it, you think?
It's a ring with a charm on it.
Uh-huh.
Toe ring, ain't it?
You think so?
Uh-huh.
Smell it. See.
I believe it's sterling silver. Yeah.
Well, you did pretty good, I guess. Anything else? You got you a couple saws there.
You starting the lantern collection again?
I ain't never quit lanterns. I've been collecting them forever.
How many lanterns do you think you have, Gene?
I probably got 100 or more.
Is there anything special about these ones?
No.
What about the saws? How many saws do you believe you own?
I don't have very many. I gave them all away. I might have a dozen or so.
Oh, okay.
That one right there with the plastic handle on it
Uh-huh.
is a Sears saw, and it's old.
Uh-huh.
That thing was made back when they first started casting plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, these things are made in Canada.
Made in Canada? All right. What else we got? You got some hammers here, Gene. Now, Gene, why would you
I
buy
got about 1,000 hammers.
why would you buy a hammer with electrical tape all over it?
Well, I don't think the handle broke. I bought it when I got it brand new. Had tape all the way up the handle.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't think it was broke. I took it to the house and cut the tape off of it. There's a brand new hammer.
Huh. Maybe people just do that.
Made in USA.
Yeah, you can't find those nowhere. They make the charcoal. The charcoal is so dang expensive now, so they can't make no nails out of it.
Uh-huh.
Think that one's a hickory handle too?
I don't know. I doubt it. You can scrape it and tell, cause ash is white. It's, yeah, I know.
Sticker, look right there. Ain't that the same size?
Well, it looks like it, but this don't.
And it's the same. It's the same name.
It might be hickory. But that's why I bought them, because I thought they were both hickory. I didn't need them.
Well, you never buy anything you need.
Do what?
I said you never buy anything you need.
Right here.
Well,
Right there. We can talk about that. Anybody know what that is?
that's a
Crescent Tool Company.
That's an eagle claw.
You drive that into a post and get a hold of a nail and lever that down and pull the nail out. You can drive it.
I think I got something in the truck. I don't remember.
He's going for more, people.
Oh hell, we can stand here for 2 days.
The people are still hanging there, so they must enjoy what they're seeing, I guess.
10 cents an hour. Did you like it? The toe ring? Oh, pretty good.
By the way, people, Gene is not a man of little means. He's actually a fairly wealthy man. He likes, this is why he's a fairly wealthy man. Darren says, coming to American Pickers soon. Yep.
Yep, that's for sure. He almost was on that damn thing. He had somebody trying to get him on there.
He's digging through his truck for more good stuff.
Hopefully he don't bring no bang bang.
Now, Gene's, how old?
80, born in 34.
Uh-huh. We're going to get him to talk about when he was younger, people. See if we can.
He got ran over.
He got ran over. What?
How long he was in the hospital. We'll talk about that today.
Boop, 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 boop. He's grabbing something out of his truck. We'll see what he's getting. Max is the new Red Fox.
Yeah.
Darren says, I'm sure he has a barn with a few stories. Darren, we had a big sale at his house. He moved, and it was crazy. Nuts. Whatever he said, he had 1,000 hammers. He's not exaggerating. He probably does have 1,000 hammers.
He's got that many axes, too.
And each one of them has a story.
Bluegrass.
You
Hey,
didn't
Gene,
find it?
tell him what.
All right, you're on YouTube. Come over here where we can see you good, Gene. Tell them about when you were younger.
Tell them about what?
What it was like growing up back in the day.
Oh, Lord.
How old are you now, Gene? You look young. They can't tell.
I'll be 87 in 3 weeks.
Where did you grow up at?
Anson County, North Carolina.
Anson County, North Carolina. And when you were little, you farmed a lot, didn't you?
We farmed my whole lifetime till I was 19 years old.
What'd you farm?
Tobacco.
Tobacco.
Yep.
In Anson County, North Carolina.
Didn't you get run over when you was a kid?
Yep. I got run over with a car when I was 9 years old, and I was in the hospital in a coma for about 2 months, I think.
Well, you wouldn't remember you was in a coma.
Yeah.
You wasn't keeping track of time.
I didn't know nothing about time. When I got run over, it seemed like it was something like winter time, and when I come home, we had a big plum tree in the front yard,
Uh-huh.
and it was blooming.
Huh.
It was spring of the year.
I bet you was happy to be home though.
Yeah, it was.
How long till you got home till you started working again?
A long time. My mama wouldn't let me do nothing.
Uh-huh. She's real protective of you.
Tended to me like I was a little baby.
How far you rode on a mule?
On a mule?
Yeah.
You mean at one time?
Well, yeah.
In my lifetime, 1,000 miles.
At one time.
At one time, probably 20 miles.
Riding on a mule.
Yeah.
So y'all raised tobacco. Where'd you take it to sell it?
Well, we have been to McBee to sell it.
Uh-huh. That's a town down south of Jefferson here. Hey, Steve.
The South Carolina market's open before the North Carolina market.
Uh-huh.
And they opened up a brand new warehouse in Ellaby, North Carolina, and the first sale is probably in McBee, because that was the closest one to us.
Uh-huh.
And we had 5 tobacco barns, and at one time we had 20 acres of tobacco.
Wow.
How many mules did you have?
We had about 15.
Now, does that mean that
Everything was done with mules.
does that mean your family was rich, or does that mean your family was poor?
Well, actually, you know, we wasn't considered rich because we didn't have no money, but we had everything.
You had land and.
What was a mule worth back then?
I've seen them bring $600. You traded in mules. You're talking about spending at least $300 for a working mule.
And that was what year?
In about 46.
Mm-hmm. Tell them about you were telling me about when you got a refrigerator.
Yeah, we got a refrigerator when I don't know, must have been 49.
So before 49, when you got a refrigerator, how'd you keep meat cool or milk?
We didn't have no electricity until about 49.
Uh-huh.
Maybe 48. I don't remember.
Uh-huh.
How'd you keep everything cool?
Well, you know, they was talking about it on the radio. Somebody asked about that on the radio, and they just made a ceramic keeper. They called it a cheese keeper or a butter keeper, and it was you know, like China, and it would stay in there and get warm, but it wouldn't melt down.
What would you do with your milk?
And people still keep cheese in them things.
Uh-huh.
Myself.
Uh-huh.
I don't have a cheese keeper, but I keep it. I don't keep it in the refrigerator.
Uh-huh.
After I start eating it, I just leave it out.
Uh-huh.
How'd you keep your milk from going bad?
With milk and drink milk every day.
Uh-huh. That makes sense.
There wasn't no chance of milk going bad.
You left it in the cow.
What'd you do with
Yeah, we left it on the cow.
What'd you do when you killed a damn animal? What'd you do with all the meat?
Well, we didn't never kill nothing but chickens and hogs and.
A hog would be a problem.
A hog, not really. You salt the meat down, the ribs and the ham and shoulder, salt them down and hang them up in the barn, and they'd stay there and keep.
What would you do with the sausage?
They get mold on them, and that mold would keep it from spoiling.
Make it airtight.
Yeah.
What would you do with the sausage?
I hear you, Steve.
Sausage.
Sausage, same way. You put it in a intestine, a hog's intestine, you cleaned them out up, and you put your sausage in and hung it up in the barn. They call it smokehouse.
All right, Gene, we're going to change the subject. Everybody says they like hearing your story. Tell us what your favorite TV show of all time was.
Pay for what?
Your favorite TV show of all time.
What was your favorite TV show of all time?
I'm a dang if I know, but I have no idea.
Well, what was a good one of all time?
You know, I can't remember none of them shows right at the moment. I don't ever remember having a desire to watch any particular show. The old shows that are on now is the only ones that I remember.
Uh-huh.
And I guess all of them would have one show that was real good.
Uh-huh.
Like Seinfeld's last show. Did anybody see that?
Yeah, did anybody see Seinfeld's last show? I bet they did.
It had a fitting subject for that crowd.
What'd you like about it?
What did I like about it?
Yeah.
I think the best part was all the people gathering in Massachusetts for the trial.
Yeah.
I think that was the best part. Everybody was coming.
I thought you watched Columbo every day.
Just on Sunday. Yeah, I like Columbo, but it's getting old now, like MASH. I can't stand to watch MASH. I don't think I ever want to hear Alan Alda say anything.
I thought you liked Andy.
Yeah, I do. I watch Andy Griffith every day. Well, I have it on TV. I could repeat everything that's in one of them shows. I could repeat every word for the whole show. I already know what they're going to say and when they're going to say it. And that was
Well, what's your favorite Andy one?
Oh,
The Andy Griffith
I think
Show,
Otis
people.
is about the best. Otis and Emma Brand is about the best thing on that show. And Barney's real good, but he ain't took first place yet.
And none of them's the star character.
Well,
Yeah, I remember when Canyon Passage was the first colored movie I ever saw.
uh-huh.
And my dad had bought a Buick. And we had it was good for pulling trailers, you know.
Uh-huh.
Haul tobacco to the market on the trailer.
Uh-huh.
And we loaded into that thing. We loaded up the trunk and everything. There was about 15 of us in that thing. Went to see that movie. Canyon Passage.
Because you went in the drive-in?
No, it was in the theater
Oh.
in Wadesboro.
Well, why'd you take 15 of you?
Everybody wanted to go see a colored movie.
Oh.
Didn't nobody have no cars. Hell, we didn't have a car. Dad wasn't driving except for special. We'd take a buggy and go to town, and the car sitting in the yard.
Hey, how did you get your lunch?
Get drunk.
Your lunch?
Oh, get lunch. Oh,
Way back when?
way back when.
How'd you get your lunch?
Mama cooked it and brought it to you.
What'd you have to do to get her to bring it to you?
Nothing. That was her job. Don't make a damn horse do that. You got to bring you to dinner.
You didn't have to put the horse together for her?
No. That's still working.
Oh, boy.
In the morning, you didn't have to get her a horse.
You go to work as soon as you get out of bed in the morning, and you'd be tired before dark.
But tell them about the dead mule. The neighbor with the dead mule. Sent you down there to get it when you was real young.
Oh yeah, you mean Frank Schenkel?
Thanks, D. Uh-huh.
Lived close to it. Had an old mule that died inside the barn, and Daddy sent me down there to get it out.
Oh, man.
I must have been maybe 12 years old.
Uh-huh.
And had a hell of a time getting it out of the barn. About had to take the barn apart to get it out.
Well, Gene, is there anything you want to say to them before we close?
No, tell them I'll see them next trip.
All right, folks, we'll see you next trip. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave your comments below.
Give me a thumbs up for filming it, y'all.
And we're going to go work. We're going to go put Gene to work. Have a good afternoon.